up, nigga? You wanna talk some shit? Call me. Start some shit, bitch.
Sup, fool? You gonna talk shit about me, homie? Where you from?
Hundreds of niggas is waiting for your motherfucking call, and they all talking shit about you right now.
You wanna sell that shit? Call these motherfuckers ASAP.
Yeah, I said some shit. What? Man, fuck you and your bone spurs.
The hardest niggas is standing by, ready to pick up that phone. Buff niggas, dark niggas, Asian niggas, white niggas.
Suck my dick, bitch. Fuck you.
1213-373-4253.
Just dial, nigga. I'll fuck you up.
Deaf niggas, classic niggas, racist niggas, mystery niggas, psycho niggas, dog niggas, Jewish niggas.
You got some motherfucking nerds calling me out Shabbat on some little bullshit ass nigga. Better calm that shit down and come around here and show me some fucking respect before me and my Jewish niggas come up here and beat your ass, nigga. Off top.
Niggas is talking shit. Call now.
$4.99 per minute.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's time again, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Thursday, another week in the books almost. Where's the time going? Halloween's coming up. Did I tell you about a $52 Halloween mask online? Most impulse buy ever. I was preparing last week for the show, and this ad comes up for this fucking freakishly creepy mask. I took my credit card out in 5 minutes. I ordered it. And I kept bugging the company like a fucking 10-year-old going, where is it? You guys said it would be here 7 business days. I'll break it out on Halloween. I plan on scaring the shit out of the kids in my neighborhood. Because where I lived up in Westchester, we were in the woods on a private road. We were there for 15 years or whatever. Nobody, not one kid, rang our doorbell. There was like very few kids in the neighborhood. But now I live on like kind of a main drag. And I'm going to scare the shit out of these kids. It's going to be great. I'm trying to find an old wheelchair. You know those creepy wheelchairs? And come to the door with no shirt on and this mask. Anyways, how you doing, folks? Coming to you live on Patreon, as usual. We love you.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Speaking of Halloween and horror shows, and I am glad about New York City. Here's a little clip and this isn't isolated. We've probably done 10 of these stories since I started doing this show. Subway in Brooklyn, and this is why New York City is a sewer. And don't tell me, oh, this happens no, it doesn't. Well, watch this psycho. Nobody jumps in. 3 guys should jump on that guy and beat him senseless. Imagine you did that in China. They'd be pulling your fingernails out right now. Your social credit score would go down. You know? That's what they do. That's how it is in China. You wouldn't be able to do anything, go to the gym or... but that's... is that not America 2019? That's de Blasio's New York City. Again, if Giuliani was in charge, that guy would be in jail, but I'm sure he skipped. I just wanted to throw that out there because you're not going to see that on CBS, NBC, ABC unless the races were reversed. Imagine a white girl or guy pushing a black girl from behind. Oh, Nick, that's racist. I don't give a shit no more. Gangsters. Jewish niggas. Got a lot of nerve. Call me a Shabbat, nigga. Hey, Steven Crowder, okay? I don't care what you think about this guy. He's really friggin' smart, all right? And I like him. I don't know if he likes me anymore. I haven't heard from him for a long time. But this story's a few days old, but it's too important not to cover. I don't know why I didn't get to it. But he shared a chilling YouTube behavior during Gabbard's fight against Clinton. You know, Hillary was smearing Gabbard last week and this week. And Crowder, who knows his internet, this guy knows this tech world as good as anybody. He's got, 4.18 million YouTube subscribers, so he's sharp as a tack. Anyways, Crowder propelled a hashtag Crowder exposes YouTube into Twitter's trending feed. This was on Tuesday. Proof of YouTube's effort to hide news on Rep. Tulsi Gabbard. The conservative YouTuber risked his 4.18 mil strong channel by directly taking on the social media giant's meddling and news site. And that is a big risk. When you have that many YouTube followers, you're making serious money just on the ads, alone. He said, this is from Crowder, he said, we decided to again, while Tulsi Gabbard was in the spotlight, run some comparative searches on YouTube. When we set our VPN, you know what that is, Raz? What's a VPN? Private network. Yeah. What's the V, do you know? Virtual private network. Again, you didn't come through. Press the button. Say it again.
Virtual private network.
Is that button too hard for you, Rich?
Sorry, it's
it's
user
not,
error.
Yeah.
Basically what happens is you can mimic or mask your IP address to actually look like you're from anywhere. So like if I'm looking at...
All right, you're boring the shit out of me. Anyways, I didn't ask for a definition. I just wanted anything to get on the air, huh, stick figure? He says, Gabbard was on the spotlight. We set our VPN to a non-United States country, and we searched for Tulsi Gabbard on Friday. Her channel and the videos from her channel all showed up first. Yet again, when we switched our searches to the United States, however, nothing showed up. Exclusively in the United States, the country in which she's running for president, he says, you would receive no results from Tulsi Gabbard's channel or her videos until scrolling past the first page. These fuckers are evil, man.
Could I grab this microphone? I'd beat your brains out with it because that's what she deserves. That's what she deserves.
Mr. Crowder noted Mrs. Gabbard's Twitter popularity, something that would suggest it'd be easy to find her YouTube channel. So that Friday, she's trending #1, this is Crowder talking, on Twitter. All of a sudden, boom, valve is pinched, he says. You can't find her exclusively in the United States. You can if you're in Germany. You can if you're in Spain. United States, however, nothing. Now, Rich, what does that mean? If you were in Germany, you could find her videos and shit, but not United States.
Sometime, and this is, you're going to really fade out here. Sometimes when you use VPNs...
I'm going to fade out? Don't be a fucking bore. Go ahead.
Well, I can't make this funny.
All right.
Sometimes when you're...
We know that.
Sometimes when you're on a VPN, it all depends on your ISP, which is your internet service provider, because you're still using them somewhat for traffic, because you need an internet connection.
All right, that's enough. You're right. You fucking dry as Barbara Bush's ankles. Anyways, so you couldn't find her in the U.S. Mr. Crowder, who shared evidence of his experiment, said that YouTube changed its algorithm once the news cycle died down Sunday. He said, let me say this. Tulsi Gabbard is not my candidate. I would not vote for her, but this is chilling. I don't know if anyone else has proof that there is someone who flips a switch on at YouTube to make your channel a part of the preferred channels network, whatever the hell that's called, he said. This reeks of election meddling. And it does. We've been talking about this on the show forever. Okay? Google controls all the information. Google owns YouTube. Yeah. They control all the information where people get their, on the internet, all of it. Do you understand? They're already meddling. We already have proof of this. We had Project Veritas interview guys that worked at Google. We already know this shit. Yet you people out there are still going to fucking vote Democrat. And again, I'm not trying to be a staunch right-winger, but this is fraud. The conservative added that what he witnessed is hair-raisingly scary for viewers who care about free speech and fair elections. And that's an understatement. It's unfucking believable. And I'm sure that happens not to just Gabbard, to guys like me or Crowder. He's been demonetized many times. I didn't understand that. I used to do a show. I go, why don't you want me to swear on this? He goes, well, we'll get demonetized. I didn't even know what that meant, but then I realized he had 4 million followers. But fuck him and his bone spurs, yo. Anyways, all to benefit, whoever's running against Trump. And speaking of the orange one with the beautiful yellow lid, Trump calls Republicans who oppose him human scum, more dangerous for our country than Democrats. The never-Trumper Republicans, though on respirators with not many left, are in certain way worse and more dangerous for our country than the do-nothing Democrats. Watch out for them. They are human scum. God, I love the way he talks. It's like dirty talk. It's like paying to have a woman talk over the phone. I just love that he said that. This guy does not pull punches. Anyways, that tweet is currently pinned to the top of the president's Twitter page. Excuse me. It's unclear who exactly triggered Trump's tweet, but his message comes shortly after he retweeted several pro-Trump GOP House members railing against Democrats for proceeding with the impeachment inquiry. Have you been following that, too? They're doing that behind closed doors. The public that knows nothing about it. This is the big... Fucking Adam Schiff is one evil, sweaty, little nervous, bug-eyed nerd fuck. Just a horrible person. You can laugh into the mic. I need it, Rich. I'm very sad today. But do you believe this shit? They were literally banging on the doors, the Republicans yesterday, saying, let us in. You can't do this in the dark. Now this talk about this impeachment thing going down on television, which I doubt. But Adam Schiff, can somebody tell me who the whistleblower is so I know you didn't fabricate it? You know what I mean? Can we have that much? They are the corrupt fuckers on the planet, and you people sit there and some guy on Twitter goes last night to me, whatever, and he's a follower, I guess, but he goes, at least Hillary doesn't whatever. He's not friends. She's not friends with dictators, and I'm like, could you be any fucking more? Oh, and he had to take a personal shot at me. He said, no wonder why we don't hear from you anymore. I love when they go after I go, not here for me anymore. My special's about to hit 1 million views that I put out in May. I'm on Glenn Beck once a week, who has 10 million listeners. But yeah, you stay in your little fucking CNN, MSNBC world. And what ignorance. And he's so ignorant. You're like, you spend half the time going, is this guy trolling me or is he serious? And I have these fans that love me forever, but they don't vote like me. Then they find you unfunny. I go, that's not why you find me unfunny. You hate my politics and you're a bitch. Fuck you and your bone spurs, cracker. But anyways, good for Trump calling him out. Mitt Romney. I actually said this on Beck. I was actually a Mitt Romney fan for a little while, when he ran against Obama. He's super smart. He's, there's no doubt about it. Great family guy. Watch a doc. But then he turns out just to be another politician, shitting on Trump and turning his back and thinking about having him removed. So you're a shitbag too, Mr. Mormon. How many wives you got? That's all I know. That, and they have magic underwear. But everybody, Trump cannot say a thing without being... Beto O'Rourke, who, it's official, I hate him more than Hillary, okay? Look at the teeth on this scarecrow with his Tom Brokaw haircut. Look at this asshole. You know what you did, Beto? You ran for president. You know what it did? It exposed you, what a scumbag you are, and a spineless, American-hating, self-white, / Mexican, whatever you are, Beto O'Rourke. I don't even know what that fucking... but anyways, what's the latest problem with Beto O'Rourke? He says Trump's, and I quote, shit-eating smirk during a Florida campaign rally encouraged the El Paso shooting. That's what he said. All right, enough. O'Rourke claimed Trump's response to a rally attendee who shouted that Americans should kill illegal immigrants led to the shooting in El Paso. Can you imagine being this shallow and think you're going to run the world? During an interview with the Washington Post, O'Rourke was asked about his statements from early in the week when he compared the Trump administration to the Third Reich. I didn't even include that in the clip we're about to show. He claimed that Trump has a pattern of comments that show he's worthy of the comparison. In May, Trump held a rally in Florida where he explained the methods used by illegal immigrants to get into the country, asking the crowd, how do you stop these people? He laughed when someone in the crowd responded, shoot them. That was me. I was in the third row. I actually have in my special, Breath of Fresh Air, which is about to hit 1 million views in a month or so, I actually do a bit about that. We talk about, it's an invasion of our country, illegals coming in, but we never bring up lethal force. You can't even bring it up. If you really believe it's an invasion from a foreign entity, we don't even bring it up. And I said, you don't have to shoot them, kill them. You know what I mean? Rubber bullets, fucking wrist rockets. There's all kinds of flamethrowers, little tiny little landmines that don't kill you. They just blow your shoes off. I have all kinds of ideas. Anyway, so somebody yelled out, after he said, how do you stop people? And the guy said to shoot them. The president joked that the comment can only be made in Florida. Even he thinks Florida's not. That's only in the panhandle, he says. O'Rourke claimed this incident led to the shooting. Here's the dumb fuck.
We've lost the lives of 7 children in our custody and care. He's telling that rally in Florida, what are we going to do about these people who are coming here? And someone yells out, shoot them.
Oh.
And that crowd roars in laughter and applause. And the president, with that shit-eating smirk on his face,
fuck you
smiles and laughs in consent, giving the green light to that killer in Allen, Texas, who drove 600 miles to El Paso with an AK-47.
Yeah, bring that to court and see how that argument holds up, you stiff.
Who's an animal? Your mother's an animal, you son of a bitch.
He's telling that rally in Florida what we're going to do about these people who are coming here. And can you imagine being that fucking shallow and trying to connect? So let me ask you, Beto, and I've asked you this 10 times on the show now. Who's responsible for this Steve Scalise shooting that fucking left him almost dead and 4 or 5 other Republicans? Was Bernie Sanders? The guy was a Bernie Sanders fan, if you remember. Was he responsible for that, you silly bastard? I could debate this jerk off and destroy him. Just have you torn down that wall in El Paso yet, like you said you were going to do? Fucking liar. Piss me off. Hillary, I would date you for a month before I'd shake this guy's hand. What do you think of that? And he's probably a better kisser, although he's got the teeth of a goddamn scarecrow, don't he? Fucking anyways. Hey, this episode of the Nick DiPaolo Show brought to you by mybookie.ag. We're about almost halfway through the NFL season. No better time to bet. You like winning money? Who doesn't? Well, I'll tell you where to put your money down. It's at mybookie.ag. It's the only place to go. If you're trying to bet on the NFL, baseball, MMA, whatever, MyBookie's got it. Not to mention, the NHL is in full swing. NBA season just kicked off. MyBookie has faster payouts, more lines than any other sports book, period. And I got friends who gamble heavy, and they swear by this website. They've got parlays and even teaser bets if you're looking to bet a little and win a lot. MyBookie.ag has your back, folks. They just revamped their website, and you should all take a look at it. It looks great. Double your first deposit now. Use promo code NICKD to get a 100% bonus on your initial deposit up to $1,000. Okay, it's a good offer. Who's better than you? Visit MyBookie online today. You're crazy not to. That's MyBookie.ag. And don't forget to use the promo code NICKD when creating your account to claim the bonus. Why do people like MyBookie.ag? Because you do 3 things. You bet, you win, and most importantly, you get paid. Thanks for sponsoring the show, MyBookie.ag. Dates, live dates. This is stand-up is still my bread and butter, folks, and you can get these ticket information at nickdip.com. Friday and Saturday, November 8th and 9th, that's almost around the corner, I'll be at the Kansas City Comedy Club, Kansas City, Missouri. I don't do many clubs anymore, but I love Kansas City comedy audience so much, I said yes to this. And I don't even know if it's a club. Maybe it is a theater. Friday, November 15th, Cortland. Well, it's called the Comedy Club, so, Nick, it might be a comedy club. Friday, November 15th, the Cortland Repertory Theater, Cortland, New York. The next night, November 16th, I'm at the Comedy Works in Saratoga Springs, New York. Friday, November 27th, the historic Ritz Theater, Brunswick, Georgia. Saturday, the next night, November 23rd, the Tiff Theater in Tifton, Georgia. Those are my first 2 appearances in my new home state. And then on New Year's Eve, I'll be back at the Tarrytown Music Hall, Tarrytown, New York. Friday, this is in 2020, January 24th, the Ridgefield Playhouse, Ridgefield, Connecticut. Saturday, February 15th, Kelsey Theater, Lake Park, Florida. And Friday, April 3rd, Morgan Hill Event Center, Herman, Maine. Can't wait to go up to my old stomping grounds. It's where I went to school up in Maine. So go to nickdip.com. And don't forget cameo.com. If you want me to send you a personal video that I make on my phone, roasting one of your friends, one of your enemies, relatives you don't like, I can be nice and then say happy anniversary to your parents, or I can ruin their night. Either way, it's $7 to me. We're living in turbulent times, and just the politics alone, how divided and how crazy it's getting. But then we throw in stories like this. These are like proof that we're losing our shit, and mental illness might be a problem. What's the headline here? Well, man busted for smearing poop on parked cars, storefronts in Chicago. Can you imagine getting up the next morning? Hey, who put Dookie on my Chrysler? Somebody dropped a log on my Prius. There he is. This is the guy that smeared shit on parked cars. And you know what's scary about that? He probably smeared shit all over cars, and then he went to the, Golden Duck where he works and made you chicken and broccoli. That's what bums me out. His name is Kehu, Kehu. Probably the shortest name for any criminal in the history of this country. He's 46, and apparently he's got to deal with Nike. When you're smearing shit on cars, you want sneakers that aren't going to let you down. He was busted on October 15th in Chicago's South Side neighborhood of Bridgeport. Authorities identified a man as wanted for using feces and food to deface vehicles and storefronts. That was back in June, I guess that happened, psycho.
Alrighty then.
Police say who wore white gloves, of course he did, carried a brown paper bag as he traipsed through the neighborhood in the early morning hours, smearing dung all over people's property. Video posted to YouTube by Book Club Chicago catches the crappy culprit in the act, targeting a parked SUV. Hope you had diarrhea. That's a big vehicle. Oh, for the love of Christ, Nick. There's no need to do turlet humor. He mostly defaced parked cars, but once sullied, he once sullied a storefront. It was not immediately clear if the poop was whose own. I love when these guys write these articles. There'll be an episode in Law and Order where they're trying to figure it out. He lives in the goddamn neighborhood. He's smearing shit on his neighbor's cars. He was charged with a felony count of criminal damage to property, 9 counts of misdemeanor criminal defacement of property, and 1 count of misdemeanor criminal damage to property. He probably has a deal now with those what are those things you take for your stomach? Those probiotics. Nick, that wasn't funny. I know. I just threw it in there. He was released on his own recognizance. He's being monitored electronically at home. He's not the first guy. We've had a few of these stories. We had, in New York City, a feces-flinging fanatic was busted throwing shit at a woman on the Upper East Side and shoving excrement down the shorts of another victim back in 2016. And we all know who that was, Bernie Sanders. In 2017, a female jogger, infamously known as the Mad Pooper, repeatedly used a Colorado home's lawn as a Can you imagine? Shitting, not just, you go back to the same house and do it over again. Hello, mental illness, hello. More recently, another mystery squatter who also wore running gear has repeatedly fouled up the streets of Sydney, Australia. Who cares? There's 11 people in Australia. Fucking country's the size of a planet and there's 6 people there. One of them shitting on your lawn. That makes it easy to point them out in the lineup. Here's a clip, though, of we caught a woman on tape, a blonde fucking woman in a supermarket. This, a trigger warning, you might want to take an antacid after you see the... She's kneeling down for the national anthem. Ooh, the pork chops look good. What the fuck? What is wrong with you, Diane? Can we see that again in slow motion? Look at these pork chops. My husband... Uh-oh. I feel a pain in my belly. I'd rather have a homeless guy lick my Hood's ice cream before I... I never saw that before. I guess I really don't have my pulse on the finger of America. I've had many emergency... Louis C.K. says that after you hit 50, he says every dump is an emergency. But I would, I'd go in my pants before I'd... Does she know there's not cameras everywhere? And do you think she has any more friends? And you think she'd like to date Rich? Apparently she's into German scat porn.
It looks like she already has a bag, so that means she bought something and then went back and took a shit.
Yeah.
She already has a bag in her head.
Yeah, can you imagine? Oh, my God. That's somebody's mother and sister and shit. I got to believe she probably hanged herself a few weeks after. Go ahead, Rich. Say your dumb joke. You get that idiot smirk on your face.
Clean up on aisle 7. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's a beauty. Yeah. Gee, I didn't think of that the minute I saw this. Not bad for Rich, though. I'll give you a C+, Rich. Not bad. Clean up? How about just killing that woman in aisle 7? God, shitting all over the supermarket. Almost like LeBron James shitting all over our country again. Well, the headlines were a little, I thought, a little misleading. Unacceptable in quotes. Fans, media erupt after LeBron James' outburst during national anthem. The NBA was understandably excited to start its season and get away from the China controversy that had embroiled the league over the past couple of weeks, which we covered here extensively. However, even more controversy ensued on Tuesday night and on into Wednesday as videos surfaced of LeBron James walking off the court and screaming while the national anthem played. That's a little misleading because it was right at the end of the song. I'm not defending him, but I'm not, Rich, why are you smirking? I'm just saying. Let's play the video and you guys can fucking decide.
Let's go!
No, no, no. Not God bless America. God damn America.
There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind.
Look, and Raz brought this up, and I had a similar take. When you're an athlete, you get fired up. During the national anthem, I've seen hockey players start to skate away, with a couple seconds. You fight, but the point is, he has to know where he is in time. He just got over this. He's still embroiled in China controversy, defending China, basically, and the fans are already upset about that. There's something inside him. We all have a little of this, but he loves the attention, even when it's negative. You know what I mean? He had to know that this was not a fucking smart move. Go ahead, Rich. Say what you want to say with that.
No, that's how I get before the show. I focus so much on being unfunny that it's just, like I said, if you throw some negative stuff at me, I block it out.
Man, fuck you and your bone spurs.
That's how you get before the show. Oh, God. You'd be hated more than LeBron if you were semi-famous. Anyways, the internet didn't take kindly. Who gives a fuck? Social media, every bunch of, virtue signalers. James faced a firestorm of criticism after saying the Houston Rockets general manager Daryl Morey wasn't educated. Okay. He's telling a guy who's a GM for a basketball team that he's not educated. I always go to my power forwards when I want to talk geopolitical. Anyways, before he sent the messages, he sent a message of support to pro-democracy protesters earlier this month. While backpedaling, James said that he is not a politician and said that not every issue should be everyone's problem. I don't even know what the fuck that means. The point is, LeBron, you're in hot water. He must idolize like Colin Kaepernick and a little bit of that. You know what I mean? You gotta let if you're a brother, you gotta let the people know that we stand united against this racist fucking kind. The one that made you a multi-zillionaire. Blah blah blah. You're not doing yourself. I used to defend this guy. When everybody got on him when he went to Miami. Remember when he left Cleveland, went to Miami, and they did that big thing. Remember they did a big not one ring, not two ring. And that was a PR stunt. I said, yeah, that's their marketing guy. He didn't come up with that. Because I had never heard him, act cocky and up to that point. My friends would tell me, no, he's a bullshitter too. And I didn't see it in him. And then he started with the fucking, back and Colin Kaepernick. And then I went, oh, okay, fucking, too bad. You're not a dumb guy. I mean, but this was idiotic. So, since that time, James has said he will no longer talk about the NBA China rift. Well, that's what I'm saying. So why would you do something like that? Lakers star foot also did not have any comment about his disrespect towards the flag on Tuesday night. Silva, is that his name? The commissioner was fucking sitting there going, huh? What the fuck is he doing? What's he doing? You know, China didn't broadcast the opening of the NBA games over there. I mean, and the zillions of dollars the NBA makes over there, and Nike's behind all of it. And we all know LeBron is like the biggest Nike contract ever. So it's all very incestuous, and he has to wise the fuck up. His manager should be giving him the same advice of my managers. Nick, stay off Twitter, please. I'll be in a bar with a few drinks in me. All of a sudden, I get a text from Tommy, my manager, going, "What are you doing?" I was at World of Beer or whatever, fucking, and I was being shadow banned. They had me stuck at the same number for like 3 weeks. So I went off calling Jack Dorsey every name in the book and suck my ass, you fucking blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, I'm looking at my phone. I see a text coming. Oh, for the love of Mike. So anyways, LeBron, I don't know. I mean, you're a multi-billionaire, dude, and you worked hard. I defended you when you went from Cleveland to Miami, saying this guy worked his ass off, okay, as a kid in high school or whatever, and he became the best at what he does, and you should be able to call your shots. That's what America's all about. I defended him with that shit. A lot of my friends disagreed, and I don't talk to them anymore. They suck. How about that? Cocaina. This is an interesting story that's been kicking around for a few days, and jury rules against dad trying to save his 7-year-old from gender transition, okay? Yeah, once again, a judge has to get involved and fuck things up.
Hear ye! Hear ye! The court's in session. The court's in session now. Here come the judge. Here come the judge.
Jury rules against dad trying to save his 7-year-old from gender transition. The jury ruled that against Jeffrey Younger, the father who was trying to protect his 7-year-old son James from chemical castration via a gender transition. This means James' mother, Dr. Ann Georgoulis, will be able to continue transitioning him into Luna, and now has full authority to start him on puberty blockers and eventually cross-sex hormones, which is fucking... I'm with this guy. The jury's decision means that Mr. Younger will be required to affirm James as a girl, despite his religious and moral objections, and will also be forced to take a class on transgenderism. Are you shitting me?
Son of a whore!
Do you understand what this... Do you guys understand what's going on? First of all, you got the government telling you how to raise your kid, making now medical decisions about your kid, a fucking liberal judge and his twat of a wife. Do you fucking believe... This is how it is, by the way, in the courts for men in 2019 in America. This is fucking outrageous. Who said it? Ben Shapiro said, what, last week? He said, Beto O'Rourke can't interfere with me raising my kid. I'm paraphrasing. If he does, I'll meet him at the door with a gun. This is what we're talking about. These are fucking... You believe this? A judge is going to tell you how to raise your kid? With a consensus of 11 of the 12 jurors, let's get rid of the juror system because the average American has the emotional level of a retarded 12-year-old girl or boy. The jury decided not to grant Mr. Younger sole managing conservatorship over his 2 twin boys. They voted that the current joint managing conservatorship shall be replaced by a sole managing conservatorship, but that Mr. Younger should not be that person. Judge Kim Cooks is her freaking name, and I don't like this woman.
Son of a whore!
Will read her ruling on possession, child support, and Dr. Georgoulis' other... Oh, so is the guy's going to pay child support on top of this shit? Anyways, Mr. Younger and Dr. Georgoulis were in court last week fighting over custody and decision-making abilities for James, his twin, Jude. Mr. Younger argues his ex-wife is transitioning James against the boy's will. Of course he is. The kid doesn't know. He doesn't know the effects of transitioning, and there's a lot of negative from doctors who are unbiased on this subject. Will tell you all the dangers of it. The wife was also asking that the husband be forbidden from calling his son James, his given legal name, and that he be prohibited from bringing James around people who do not affirm James as a girl. Oh my God.
You fucking whore.
Nick, that's unnecessary. No, it isn't. Woman's friggin' evil. The jury did rule that one of the parents should be sole managing conservator, but that it shouldn't be Mr. Younger. Naturally. I'd like to know the breakdown of the jury, too, by the way. I want to know how many chicks are on it. And I do that with every, I say get rid of the jury system, get retired judges, and let them rule on shit like this. The real old ones. The ones that haven't been corrupted by Yale and Harvard yet. The ones that went to fucking Stony Brook and DeVry. Before this case, Dr. Dragoulis had complete authority over psychological care decisions for the boys. She was required to inform Mr. Younger of her decisions, but he did not have any say in her choice of care. So why would you even have her inform what she's doing if he has no say in it? Could it be any more biased towards fucking men? This is what I'm going to do. I'm turning your son into a bitch. Well, can I say something? No, you can't. Just letting you know you can't do anything about it. Here's some of the risks of transitioning, okay? According to the Mayo Clinic, possible side effects of feminizing cross-sex hormone therapy are a blood clot in a deep vein, high triglycerides, which I have, and I love my balls and dick, I don't know, gallstones, weight gain. I have all these. What the fuck? Waiting for my tits to sprout in a few weeks. Elevated liver function tests. I have that too. Decreased libido, yes. Erectile dysfunction, no. Thank God for pills. Infertility, I don't know. High potassium, no. I got low potassium. I don't have high blood pressure. These are all things that are going to happen to the kid. Type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, excessive prolactin in the blood, or a condition in which non-cancerous tumors of the pituitary gland in the brain overproduce. So these are all good things. Expert witnesses testified to a child's inability to fully comprehend the potential side effects of such therapy, such as permanent infertility, inability to ever naturally engage in sexual relations, and a decreased lifespan. Oh, these are like the side effects for every drug you see on TV. Oily leakage from the ass. Your eyeballs will fall out. Fucking hair lips develop. On Friday, protesters called on Texas lawmakers to pass legislation making it illegal for anyone under 18 years of age to begin a medical transition. And I agree with that. This kid's like 7. You think he knows what's going on? They argue that the children cannot fully understand the lifelong consequences of the decisions, and parents should not be allowed to make this decision for their children. Currently, there aren't any U.S. laws that restrict the use of puberty blockers or cross-sex hormones or outline a minimum age of administration. Dr. Dragoulis testified today James and Jude are not actually biologically related to her. They were created through in vitro fertilization, and the couple used an egg donor. She doesn't even like men. She even fucking that's what it is, I guarantee you. She looks like Ray Lewis in a wig, this bitch. Go ahead. We have an update on the story, Richard.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott is actually going to have the Attorney General and the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services take a look at this.
He is. Yes. Yeah. Well, Abbott's a real right. I know he won't be for it, but the AG, I don't know anything about him or her. Let's blow up the Ivy League because that's where all this shit is coming from. Nick, you're just jealous because you went to the University of Maine. You got it right. 2.4 in business administration. Don't tell me. I had the best 4 years of my life. Perfect. The education was perfect up there. But the takeaway from that story is the government, politicians should not be involved on how you raise your fucking children. Between that and being arrested for using racial slurs or being fined for calling somebody an illegal immigrant, what the fuck? You guys were in the midst of the left, the far left, the radicals are trying to rebuild the society from the ground up. Re-fucking-build it. As far as identifying what gender you are, you can say whatever you want. They're trying to rebuild everything. They are way more unhappy with this society than I ever could have imagined. And they have plenty of time to do it. These fuckers ever work? Protest on a Tuesday, there's 1 million people out there. We need some sane people like this guy here. This might be my favorite story of 2019. Do I have to say anything more? Just look at the pictures. I'll let you guys let your imagination run wild. Go, what could have happened between these two things? You know what this looks like right now with me right there? That's a good job, Brett. Sesame Street. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is a greasy guinea. Yeah. Cops. This is the headline. Man had sex with stuffed animals at Target.
Squeal, squeal.
I'll give you one guess as to what state he's from. Huh? Well, Rich, you have the story in front of you, you dinkwink. Of course you fucking... a Florida man yesterday sexually assaulted a pair... I like how they report it like it was just like humans. Sexually assaulted assaulted. How do you assault a fucking inanimate object? Assaulted a pair of, I'll tell you how, large stuffed animal toys inside a Target store, according to police who arrested the fiend on criminal mischief charges. Cody Christopher Meter, otherwise known as One Dumb Cracker. He's 20 years old, entered the retailer around 2 p.m. Tuesday, approached a display of merchandise featuring characters from the Disney film Frozen. That's what makes it so specific. He didn't just grab any animal. Just, I love that movie, Frozen. Meter's seen it right, selected a large Olaf stuffed animal, and proceeded to place it on the floor of the Target in Pinellas Park. He then began to dry hump the cinematic snowman until he ejaculated on the merchandise. That's what the cops...
That boy is a P.I.G. pig.
Meter returned the soiled Olaf back to the display before entering the toy department where he selected a large unicorn. Stuffed animal began dry humping this. Now, the cops are saying they're blaming the victim and the unicorn was dressed very provocatively. After, if it was a gay guy, he would have sat on the horn of the unicorn. Nick, why are you going to throw that in there? Because it's the internet and I'm bored out of my tits. After consorting with stuffed animals, Meter, who lives in St. Petersburg, was detained while still inside the store. After being read his rights, Meter reportedly admitted to doing stupid stuff, that's in quotes, and admitted that he had nutted on the Olaf stuff. Yes, I nutted on the goddamn doll. The stuffed items, cops say, were removed from the store floor and destroyed. No, they weren't. They were brought out back. Some guy hosed them down and said, we're not going to waste this. Put it back in there. According to the complaint, Meter's father told police that Def has a history of this type of behavior, but court records show he had no prior criminal case against Meter. This happens more than you think, though. Watch this. It happens.
I don't like this!
I don't like... Who is that guy? He looks like an actor. Oh, God. I used to hump the TV when I lived with Louis C.K. We'd be watching TV, and somebody would say something stupid, and this used to make Louis laugh till he cried. I'd walk up to the TV, and I'd go... Fucking Louis thought that was the funniest thing ever. I would never hump a doll in a store. He was charged with criminal mischief. Meter was booked into the county jail on the misdemeanor count. He was released from custody last night after posting a $150 bond. That's it? You can fucking nut on an animal? $150 bond. And as John Sacramone said in one of the episodes, and what, he gets the fucker for $1 million? Somebody said something nasty about Johnny Sack's wife on The Sopranos. She was a big fat woman. So he went and had a sit down with the head boss, Carmine, the guy with the big lips, and he wanted the guy whacked. And Carmine's like, no, I'm not going to have a whack. He goes, look, I'll tax him good, like $250,000. Johnny goes, what, he gets the fucker for $1 million? And Carmine's so stupid, he goes, Ralph wants to fuck Ginny? Dead serious. You're missing the point. It's my wife. It's her honor. The joke was disgusting. He's got that lisp. What, he gets the fucker for $1 million? It's the funniest scene in the goddamn season. I swear to God. Oh, my God. That guy just died, by the way. The guy that played Carmine. What was the movie last year about a white guy driving around a black piano player? Do you remember? It was up for an Oscar. It was really good, but it portrayed the Italian guy as such an... It's based on the guy that played Carmine on The Sopranos. Joe Lip. Joe Lip is his real name, I think. He's dead now. He just passed away within the last year or so. He used to be like a tough guy, a bouncer and a bodyguard. And that movie's based on him in a relationship with a... Anyways, I just thought I'd educate you people as I entertain you.
What do you mean by you people?
Huh? Exactly. Nick, soon as... Ross Perot started that, right? Remember? You people. As soon as he started that, I would say it every chance I got and just piss people off. Patrice, Keith Robinson, my two black friends. You fucking people. Nobody would get mad, you know? It's such fucking bullshit. Come on, Rich. You're the tech guy. You're about as good on that fucking Google as I am. What was the name of it? Oh, my aching stem. $80 million worth of equipment. This guy, you wonder why you can't keep a job down over there, fella. Let's move on. Rich is over there trying to figure out the name of the movie. Let's call it Driving Miss Liberace. I don't fucking know. It was a good movie, but it wasn't a good one. What am I saying? The way they portrayed the Italian guy as just this over-the-top, it was so fucking insulting. Even Billy Burr tweeted about it. He sent me a text. Nothing. Let's see how long it takes Mr. Tech Guy to find out.
Green Book.
Thank you. It was hard because you didn't know. I just thought of the actor. I could have gave you the name. It would have helped you. Vito Mortensen. Vito, is it? Vigo, yeah. He played an Italian guy. It was very insulting to Italians if you watch that movie. How about this? MLB's investigating an umpire who threatened to buy a rifle over Trump impeachment.
Don't you move, you motherfucker. I'll blow your brains out.
I got a new favorite ump. Umpire Rob Drake wrote on Twitter late Tuesday he'd buy the weapon because if you impeach my president, capital letters, this way, and then in all capital letters, you will have another civil war. How can't you like this guy? He says, and he's dead right, you can't do impeachment inquiry from the basement of a Capitol Hill without even a vote. What is going on in this country, he wrote. And then he made the out sign. And MLB is aware of Drake's tweet that mentioned a civil war. Go bang on his door, have the FBI show up with their guns out. You said civil war, and you know the white guy. You're dangerous. And they're looking into it. Drake has been calling games in the majors for 20 years. And he's been shooting at coffee cans in his backyard for 25 years with Hillary's face on him. Anyways, they'll go look into this, but remember the kid that shot up Parkland? Remember how many red flags he sent up and the FBI didn't check any of the shit out? But an umpire, they'll be all over this guy. I'm not degrading the FBI. You do great work. I mean, I was on the phone with you twice this month. That's how fun comedy is. I told Tommy I don't want to die in the name of Big Top Fun. Anyways. Finally tonight. This one sent me through the fucking Seattle public schools. Seattle need to be revamped too. Well, public schools in Seattle, they're going to start teaching that math is oppressive. A new ethnic studies curriculum will teach students that ancient mathematical knowledge has been appropriated by Western college. I know there's this theory out there that the Egyptians started the whole fuck. I don't care if they did or didn't. The fucking Greeks and all the other idiots perfected it. And help me. Math is oppressive now.
Retard alert.
Math is a deeply frustrating subject for many elementary and high school students, but Seattle public schools are gearing up to accuse math of a litany of more serious crimes: imperialism, dehumanization, and oppression of marginalized persons. Now math is racist. Oh, my aching stem. Help me out, Raz. The district has proposed a new social justice-infused curriculum that would focus on power and oppression and history of resistance and liberation. Does that sound like anything to do with fucking math? I do admit that calculus was oppressive. That pulled my grades down brutally. I couldn't figure that shit out. There was more letters than numbers in calculus. I flunked not because I didn't know math. I couldn't spell. E to the -1 over n times a fucking x. And the curriculum isn't mandatory, but provides a resource for teachers who want to introduce. Listen to this. You know how we say they inject race and ethnicity into everything? They inject it into math. For teachers who want to introduce ethnic studies into the classroom vis-a-vis math. What the fuck is going on?
It's not going to be long before you all kill yourselves because you're all crazy.
Seattle's 4-page framework is still in the proposal stage. If adopted, its ideas will be including in existing math classes as part of the district's broader effort to infuse ethnic studies into all subjects across the K-12 spectrum. Do you get this, folks? Once again, I said yesterday, the race card and all that shit that the Dems and the libs and the far left, they have got so much political capital calling this country racist and shit because there's enough idiots out there who still believe it. It's all about identity politics. Now they're injecting it into other subjects where it has no place. You're watching all the everything that made this country great and the Western culture great being reversed by these idiots. Seattle is definitely on the forefront with this, said Robert Q. Berry III, the president of National Council of Teachers of Mathematics. What they're doing follows the line of work we hope we can move forward as we think about the history of math and who contributes to that, and also about deepening students' connection with identity and agency. Oh my fucking, they just hate everything about our society. It's that goddamn simple. Oh, relax, fella. So we stole math. Yes, we stole music. Socrates was what? What was he? Fucking Nigerian? I want to, go ahead, Rich. I want to cry at this point.
I think it's all white men who started math, so they'd only be fine with if they called it galgebra.
Let me ask my fans at home, have you ever heard an unfunny motherfucker? Why galgebra? What's the gal for? Galbraith?
Because it's supposed to be equal girls, and they just don't like white men, and I'll try not to breathe this time.
Yeah, do that the rest of the day. Galgebra? It doesn't even fit the story. This isn't about gender, although women have problems with math.
Equality.
Yeah, it's not about that either, though. They're saying that, Western culture stole it from, like, the Egyptians, and so galgebra. I thought you meant Kenneth Galbraith. I was giving you more credit than, oh, God. Let's call it fabulous, like calculus. Anyways, that's enough for the week. I have had it. This fucking country, the umpire is right. It's coming. They did it a poll. 7 in 10 people think the Civil War is going to happen next Tuesday. No, it's right around the fucking corner. Dude, I can't argue with that. We're living in two parallel universes. I use my sports analogy. It's like a guy that's had 12 knee operations. There's no cartilage left between there's no middle. It's bone on bone. You rub it long enough, a spark is going to happen, and whoosh. I wish it would happen soon, because I'm 57. I'd like to get one more fight in before it's I already got my musket at Target after I fucked a stuffed animal. All right, that is it. Thank you guys so much on Patreon. Please spread the word. I want more people. We're not getting enough subscribers, in my opinion, for the amount of work we put into this. It's still, it's trickling. I don't want to trickle. I'm 57, and like you heard AOC say, the world's going to end in 12 years. I'd like to spend it in Florida. That's it. Remember nickdip.com for ticket information. You guys think it, I will say it. You're very welcome. We'll see you back here on Mondays. See you later.